New tonight, Governor Patrick Morrisey's office this week laid out its case for why West Virginia needs to tighten its purse strings for a program intended to help children buy clothes for school. One of the primary lawmakers behind the state budget is skeptical of the governor's account. Every year, the state receives temporary assistance for needy families or TAMF funding from the federal government, which fund the state's annual clothing allowance voucher program. According to the governor's office, the state has spent substantially more on the program than it receives from the federal government each year. As a result, the state cut off applications for the school clothing allowance program last week, claiming the fund was depleted just 2 weeks after the applications opened. House Finance Committee Chair Delegate Vernon Criss says the governor's account of a crisis does not hold up.
The governor has decided to create an artificial crisis here by cutting off the clothing voucher 2.5 weeks early, and has jeopardized funding for clothing vouchers of 5,000 kids.
Chris says lawmakers heard nothing about a TAMF shortfall when they were in session this year, and notes that the state actually closed out the fiscal year with a budget surplus. He says the Department of Human Services already has the ability to shift money between line items to cover a gap like this without cutting anyone off. Morrisey's moves on TAMF funding have been criticized by other officials, including Treasurer Larry Pack and numerous Democratic lawmakers.